What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge in our industry in the next 18 months?
I would say that this is our ability to enable a global connectivity platform and have the experience with connectivity converge with the experience with cloud, so that we can have a consistent customer experience over the whole chain and end to end. So that's really our challenge in the next 18 months.
The biggest challenge is going to be for everyone to remain really disciplined around the cost control of the underlying business, and then actually trying to capture as much value as possible.
I think it's twofold. One is regulatory on the sender pays front. That's a huge challenge for the entire internet. The second is, honestly, since we're in Europe, European power pricing being so high is a real impediment to businesses like ours continuing to expand in Europe.
ESG will be one of the biggest challenges from my perspective, to create an ESG agenda for every one of us in our industry.
Interest rates, cost of capital and access to capital, and also power. Not just the cost of power, but access to power, which wasn't really a consideration even a couple of years ago. And now a lot of markets are just shut down. They have moratoriums or they can't distribute. And they're some of the biggest data center markets in the world.
Can we keep up with this rapid change that will happen in industry? Because otherwise we will be left behind and may not be relevant anymore. So the challenges is for a telco to reinvent themselves. They will talk about us becoming a techco, but for me, it's philosophically it may be the right move, but we need to ask ourselves what will be our destination in the future, and make sure that our journey that we chart forward can mitigate all the challenges that can happen in the industry, especially with respect to the cost, the technological changes, and the scarcity of talent as well.
Power availability. There is none right now, right? We've pushed the power grid to its limit at this point, and without new markets or renewable sources, we won't have an opportunity to exist.
I would say for the ecosystem to come together, for the service providers, the cloud providers, and the actual service and software provider that are really making a difference for the enterprise. You know, if you look at how we operate today, it's a little bit siloed, and the opportunity is really to come together and make all those assets, those great assets, easily consumable for the enterprise and the end user at the same time.
If I bring the context out to our own operating environment in Africa, we have, of course, deal with broader global supply chain issues that affect our speed to delivery, impacted a little bit more than others.
Probably the advent and the introduction of more AI traffic and the ability to load balance that on submarine cables. From AP Telecom's point of view, we participate mostly in subsea, and the ability to support continued demand based on artificial intelligence.
Standardization of the way that we provide service to the general enterprise. That's really something that the standards organizations are perhaps a lagging indicator. If we look at MEF, GSMA, and others, they're adopting and creating standards which don't represent the level of innovation that some of these network as a service providers, such as Console Connect, are able to deliver.
If it's fiber, in my opinion, how do you go supercharge your network, having more miles of fiber covered?
More proactive and I would say productive ecosystem among ourselves in the industry, and also adjacent areas, sectors of the industry itself.